Welcome to Where I Long to Be, a magical trip report podcast. My name is Virginia, and I am your host. You know I enjoy having repeat guests, and today's guest is a fan favorite. I always get so much love every time she's on, and I expect that this week's episode will be no different. Before we jump in, just a reminder to make sure that you are subscribed to the show so that every new episode will be waiting for you in your queue. And if you could be so kind as to share the show with at least one friend, it would be so appreciated. So with that, let's get to the star of our show. Please welcome Elizabeth. Welcome back to the podcast to Elizabeth.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be back.
This is a three-peat episode for you. Your
I
third
know.
time.
I love your podcast and I love your community of listeners. So I'm very honored to be back. Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming. If we have anybody new who's listening who has not heard one of your previous episodes, could you just give us a short synopsis of who you are and a little bit about your background?
Yes, of course. My name is Elizabeth and I'm from the Omaha, Nebraska area. So right in the middle of the country, a pretty quick 3-hour flight from Orlando, and the place we all long to be. I'm a teacher, I'm a mom, and it was shortly after the pandemic, like 2021, that my husband and I started taking our kids, 4 and 6 at the time, to Walt Disney World. And like so many people, I feel this is our singular Walt Disney World trip that has since become at least
how
a couple
many times
a
have
year.
I heard that?
Right. So we are approaching, I counted prior to this, Virginia, and we are approaching our 11th Walt Disney World trip since then. So I feel very fortunate to be able to be there so much, obviously, but it's also allowed us to do some different things that are fun to share with you guys about, just because we don't have to do all the things every time.
Right. Yeah. How old are the kids now? Hope, has she turned 10 yet?
She turned 10. She was turning 10 when we talked to you last. So they're 8 and 10, like second grade and fifth grade.
Wow. Okay.
Yep. So she is officially an adult menu price at Walt Disney World, for those who know.
Yes, she is. And do you think there's any chance in the world that she will eat like an adult?
I don't think I do, according to the price and standards, but it's worth it.
Oh my goodness. All right. And your younger child is Dean.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. And I have met Hope in person. I have not yet met Dean. So hopefully that will happen at some point. Yes. Tell me a little bit about this particular trip. Who's going to be joining you?
This particular trip is going to be me and my mom and Hope and Dean. So typically it's me and my husband and Hope and Dean. But while we are in Disney World, and Hope, I think, told you this on the last podcast, my husband is going to be hiking with my dad in the Swiss Alps. So they will be in Switzerland while we're at Disney World. And some might call me delusional, but your listeners wouldn't, because I feel like I am winning in that scenario because I'm excited to go back to Disney.
I have to ask, what is the weather like in the Swiss Alps
at this time of year? Yeah, I think it's nice and cool where they will be. I know that, they are backpacking. I mean, this is like a legit, they are taking a backpack, and that is it. So I know that layers are their game, but I do think they anticipate like nice weather, but definitely cooler in parts.
Okay. Have they ever done an international hike like this?
My dad has. Okay. So I want to say this is my dad's third. I believe he's done Ireland and Scotland. And now he's doing Switzerland. And Pat has internationally traveled because he used to work for Marriott. So he had some travel experience when he did that. But this will be his first time in Europe.
Okay. Wow. That's exciting.
And I'll kind of be in Europe because I'll be in Epcot. So I will be traveling the world. Yeah.
When did they get back from their hike?
They leave the same day we do and get back maybe, 5 days later. They're just shy of a couple weeks. So.
Okay. So it's possible that the next time we talk, we'll be able to just make sure that they did okay with the hike and listeners can find out.
Give you guys an update. Yes, for sure.
Okay. All right. So you're leaving on this trip on July 15th and you're staying until the 19th.
Okay. Yes to the Disney World part. Yes.
Okay. You have other stuff planned after that. So we'll talk
Yes.
about that too. Where are you staying for the Disney World portion of your trip?
And I've told listeners this before, so if you've heard those episodes, you know, but if you haven't, we've made it a super fun challenge to stay at a different resort every time. So every time I talk to you, it's a new resort. I've never stayed at before. And this time it's Caribbean Beach Resort. And I'm very
Okay.
excited about that from what I've heard.
Have you visited the resort before, even
I
if you
have
haven't stayed
not.
there?
I've only seen it in passing from the Skyliner.
Literally from
Yes,
the air.
yes,
Okay.
yes. Have you stayed there before?
I have. I've stayed there once, but it was only for one night. And
Okay.
it was back when they had the pirate rooms.
Oh, yeah.
And so I did one of those, you know how it is. You're taking a trip and you're like, oh, I'll just tack on one extra night.
Yeah.
So I did that and I got the pirate room so that Alex
Yeah.
could experience that.
Sure.
And it was okay.
Yeah.
I've heard that the normal rooms were much better than the
I've
pirate
heard
rooms.
that too. Yeah.
Like the mattresses on the beds, they were, I don't even know how to describe them. They did not feel like an actual mattress. They almost felt like the kind of topper that's like on a cot or something like in a school nurse's office or
Oh
I don't
no,
know.
which is so unlike Disney for people who haven't been. I feel like the beds at
Hmm.
Disney World are so comfortable, and I always hear people
Yeah.
talking about how comfortable they are. So for that to have been the experience in those rooms, I have definitely heard
Yeah.
that guests who have been to those pirate rooms at Caribbean Beach are happy that they've been redone.
Yes. So I am looking forward to staying there again at some point because I'm on a mission to make sure I stay everywhere. And
Yep.
I've stayed most places, but sometimes there's a redo like that. And then
Yes.
I need to give it another try.
Yes. Yes.
So you're arriving on July the 15th. What time do you get there?
We have a direct flight from Omaha to MCO, and we arrive at 3:25, which I think is nice because we don't have to leave Omaha super early. Our departing flight is 11:25, and I feel like getting there mid-afternoon, you still have time, to settle in without feeling
Right.
like you're getting there too late.
Okay. Are you taking mirrors or are you doing a lift?
Undecided. We have gotten in the habit of taking Orlando Magical Rides, actually. I really appreciate that company, their former cast members. A lot of people, I saw it from Facebook recommendations. A lot of people recommend
Hmm.
them. So I really, really like them. But our past couple trips have been bigger groups.
Right.
And so with just four of us, we might cut the cost and just do Uber or Lyft.
I think either one is fine. The mirrors is as long as you have enough time. Like you're not arriving super late at night.
Right.
Mirrors is a very economical option
Yes.
if you don't have to be there, at a certain time. You're not rushing to get to a dining reservation or something like
Right.
that. Because with four people, depending on how much luggage you have, you might need to get like an extra large Lyft or Uber. So
Right.
just
Right.
something to consider. I don't
We've
know how
done
light
mirrors
you
before.
pack, Elizabeth, but I certainly
Right.
do not pack light because my ears alone take up some space.
I hear that. I hear that. Yeah, we've done mirrors before, and you're right. That is an economical option. And it's kind of a fun option, honestly, too, because
Hmm.
even though it might take a little longer, a lot of times you do get to see some other resorts, which, especially if
Hmm.
it's, your first trip or first two trips
Hmm.
or three trips, it's kind of fun to see that.
Yeah, Alex loves mirrors. In fact, there have been times when we've gotten out and he goes, "Oh, are we taking the bus?" And I'm like, "No, I'm calling a Lyft." And he's like, "Oh."
And he's bummed. Yeah.
He's bummed because even though it's not the Magical Express, even though I mean, I know the Magical Express was run by Mears, but it was like,
Hmm.
a more
Yes.
of a Disney thing.
Yes.
Even though it's not anymore, he still considers that to be Disney-like and part of the magic. And
I get
it's
it.
like he's already started his vacation
Yeah.
when he gets on the bus. So I don't know. Um, I try to do it every once in a while for him. But if it's just a couple of us, we usually take a Lyft just because
Right.
get there
And you're
faster.
excited to get there. Yeah. And it
Yeah.
is efficient. So we'll
Yeah.
see. An update on the post show for sure.
Okay. Any plans for this first evening?
Yeah. I'm excited to try Sebastian's Bistro. We have a reservation there at 6.
Hmm.
And again, from what I've heard on social media and podcasts and YouTube, a lot of people refer to it as kind of an underrated gem. So I'm excited to try that out. So yeah, we have a reservation there at 6, which will hopefully give us enough time to
Yeah.
check in leisurely and, set up our room and walk around a bit and get there and enjoy that.
I think the person who is the chef there either I feel like they used to be the chef at Ohana. I might be
Okay.
remembering incorrectly, but I've heard great things about it. I've never eaten there, but I think they have a very similar bread pudding for their dessert.
Yes. Yes. I have
So,
heard like a coconut bread pudding or something
yes.
that, yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of people recommend.
Yeah. Okay. Can't wait to hear about that. What is happening on Wednesday, July the 16th?
Wednesday, July 16th, I think is going to be our Magic Kingdom Day. So I think we're going
Okay.
to go there first. And I have a surprise for the kids. And I have an 11 o'clock reservation at Bippity Boppity Boutique. The last time we did that was October 2022, and the kids were 5 and 7, which I think is kind of the perfect age to do that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of magic in that experience. But since then, Hope has mentioned it every time we go back, and kind of
Oh.
looked longingly at Bippity Boppity Boutique by the castle. And with her being 10, she doesn't have that many more years to experience it. They cap you at
Mm-hmm.
12 there anyway. So
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to give them another opportunity to do that. So we'll head to Magic Kingdom whenever. I'm not super committed to rope dropping that morning or anything, but we'll just want to make sure we're there so that we can be walking by and I can say, why don't we just stop in here, and they'll know what we're doing.
Oh, that's so exciting. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm so
Yeah.
excited for them. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
I did something similar when Alex got to build a lightsaber.
Oh my
And
gosh.
yeah, it
So
was
cool
amazing.
too.
It was
Yeah.
so much fun to have that kind of surprise. Okay.
Yes. We're doing the carriage package and the night package. So, like the most basic packages of the options, just because
Mm-hmm.
she is a little older and it's July. So, I didn't even know how comfortable it would be for her to wear one of their big, beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
heavier princess dresses. But I still think you still get the full experience with makeup and accessories and the transformation. So,
Are you
I'm
going to
excited about that.
bring anything special for her to change into that would be more summer friendly?
Right. No, she has a very comfortable, like, cartwheel dress that she likes wearing to Magic Kingdom. That's like a best day ever print. And she's worn it
Mm-hmm.
before, but I think it'll be perfect. And I think if she wants to get like a special necklace there or some earrings or
Mm-hmm.
something, we'll just do that and call it. And I think she'll
Okay.
understand that. Yeah.
Okay. Is Dean getting a Bibbidi Bobbidi boutique?
Yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
what is his package going to
Yeah.
entail?
His is the night package, and it's very cute. It's the
Oh,
same
when
one
you
that he
said it
got.
before,
Yes.
I heard night with an N.
Oh, yeah, which makes
Your
sense too. It's like
silent
a
K was very
yeah.
silent.
Yeah, the knight in shining armor package that would have helped.
Got it.
Um, yeah, I think since he did that last when he was 5, I'm not sure how much of it he really, really remembers. So
Hmm.
it's very cute where they give them, and in this particular case, just a comfortable T-shirt that looks like a knight in shining armor, but they do their hair, and for Dean that means like gel and spikes, and they put some glitter on it, and they give you a sword, and you take this oath to protect the kingdom. So they do a
That's
really good
fun.
job for little boys too.
Are pictures included?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
fantastic.
Yes.
So if pictures are included, does someone need to have Memory Maker or they automatically get the downloads if they don't have Memory Maker?
That's a good question, and I don't remember. And I've been debating memory maker. Sometimes in previous trips we've done it and sometimes we haven't, but with an experience like that, they do lead you to Sir Mickey's to do the
Hmm.
pictures there. So it would be nice when they're all dressed up and doing that to be able to access those pictures. So I'll
Hmm.
have to see about that.
Okay. I think it's probably something that even if it's not included and you needed to add it on later, even if it's
Oh,
like during your trip,
absolutely.
you can add it on.
Yes.
All right. Are you going to be doing any kind of lightning lane action while you're on this trip at all?
That's such a good question, and that's something that we've talked about the past 3 episodes that we've been together talking about it, because it was our first episode together that they had just switched from Genie Plus to
Hmm.
Lightning Lane. So I don't think I don't. Okay, no, that's okay. When I went last time, and we went with a group of girls for the princess run. So
Mm-hmm.
I was with my mom and sister and my cousin and her daughter. We did do a day of the lightning lanes.
Mm-hmm.
And it was good. I think we will do it again for our Magic Kingdom day. Yeah, I think it worked well enough that I would be willing to do it again.
Okay. So if your arrival day is on the 15th,
Yes.
then that means if you go ahead and add that on, you can book in about a week.
Yeah, yeah, or
Actually,
yeah,
less
maybe a
than a
few
week.
days. Yeah, because
I
it's
think
7 days ahead of time for resort guests, I think, right?
yeah, so I think next Tuesday.
So we should talk about that, my mom and
So
I.
yeah, you should determine what your three picks are going to
Yes.
be for that. Okay. Do you have any priorities for Magic Kingdom that you're thinking of right now?
I asked my mom and my kids that before we chatted, and I took notes on our little Magic Kingdom wish list. And both kids want to do Tron.
Mm-hmm.
Both kids want to do Space Mountain. My
Mm-hmm.
mom wants to do Seven Doors Mine Train, which I love as well. That would probably be one of my top couple of rides there too.
Mm-hmm.
And I know all of those are good for Lightning Lane. My big wish,
Yeah.
because I think I told you about this last podcast, and I didn't end up doing it. My big wish is just to do the People Mover. Gosh darn it! So
Oh
if we
yeah.
do that, I'll be happy. But yeah, I think it'd be a good opportunity, especially with those three, to try the Lightning Lanes.
And I'm sure you'll be looking for opportunities to sit in air conditioning at
Exactly.
some points of your day.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
understand the Hall of Presidents just reopened. So if you're looking
Yes,
for an extended time in air conditioning,
I have never done that.
oh, you haven't? Okay.
No, so that would be a great one. I also want to do Enchanted Tales with Belle. That's another
Oh,
thing
I
that we
love that
haven't
one.
done since the kids were
Yeah.
little. And again, I just sense them growing up and want to do it again
Yeah.
when they're still,
Oh,
relatively little.
I love that experience. It's so
Yes.
much fun. Even if you don't have kids, I would encourage listeners to give it a shot because
Yeah,
whatever you think it is, it's more magical than that.
I agree.
So, all right. Any dining plans on this day?
Actually, no, we don't have any ADRs for this day. We love Tony's at the Magic Kingdom. That's
Mm-hmm.
probably our most frequent go to because I like sitting on the patio of Tony's, especially during cavalcade time or parade time. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's really magical. But no, we didn't make any dining reservations for this day because we want to be able to remain flexible in terms of if we
Yeah.
park hop or if we go to a monorail resort or if we go back to our resort. So
Mm-hmm.
the only thing food wise on my mom and my wish list is the lobster roll from Columbia Harbor House, which is a quick service. So we don't have to have
Yes.
reservations for that.
Yes. Easy to pop in there and get that whenever you're ready for it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. I neglected to ask you before we even started talking about your plans. What kind of tickets do you all have?
We do have 3 day park hopper tickets.
Okay.
I feel like the past several Disney World trips we've done park hopper,
Mm-hmm.
usually because we don't have more than 2 or 3 park days. So we just try to make it possible for ourselves to have some flexibility in that.
Yeah. I like the hopper for the flexibility part. If it's your first time, I don't usually recommend it, but if it's
Right.
not your first time, it is so nice to be able to on the fly go, you know what? We're not feeling this anymore. Let's just go to Epcot. Let's hop over to Animal Kingdom, whatever.
Yeah,
And then to not have any ADRs is also nice because that flexibility. It's nice to be
absolutely.
able to make decisions on the fly because I think that with Disney lately, with the Lightning Lane, you have to decide so much in advance. And not just for the 3 that you're picking before you go, but as you're going to book your next one,
Hmm.
if it's in 3 hours from now you're kind of locked in to staying where you are for that amount of time,
Right.
unless you just say, forget it and you leave. And so to have the flexibility of not having to run off to a dining reservation and have the flexibility to change parks if you want,
Yep.
keeps a little bit of that.
I hope so. I think so. One of my increasing goals for every trip is like take it. I know this is going to sound so ridiculous to everybody listening who's done Disney, because I was about to say to take it a little easier. And it's hard to take it easy in Disney because it's so exciting and there's so much to do and you want to get your money's worth and you want to make the most of your time. But I just think every time, every pre-trip before the next trip, I just think, gosh, maybe sit on the hub grass, maybe relax in this country in Epcot, maybe just watch the Tree of Life. Like I think that to myself. And I think that the lack of ADRs and the park hopper tickets hopefully encourage that as well.
Right. All right. Thursday, July 17th.
Yeah. That is that's when I think we'll do, and especially since we're on the Skyliner, I think that's when we'll do Hollywood Studios and Epcot.
Okay.
I really like to rope drop Hollywood Studios. If there's a park that I think is most advantageous to rope drop, in my experience, it's been Hollywood Studios. And we usually go and try to rope drop Toy Story Land. And if we get there early enough, we can get in line for Slinky Dog Dash. But you have to get there really early for that because it's incredible. You think you're rope dropping, you think you're there early. And if people have already been let in, that line gets long really fast.
Right.
So we'll try to do that. And then we usually do Toy Story Mania right after that. And Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, which is my favorite ride in all of Walt Disney World. We'd love to do Tower of Terror. And just get some of those rides at Hollywood Studios done before we head to Epcot. But actually, before we head to Epcot, this will be our first trip with the new shows at Hollywood Studios. So I'm hoping to do that too.
Oh, yes. So I was just recently talking to a couple, the Duckworths, who people will probably have heard that trip report by this point. They fell in love with the Villains show.
Did they?
So, yeah.
I've heard such good things.
I cannot wait to hear what you think about it, and I can't wait to see it myself, but it's going to be a couple months before I get to see it. So
Yes, I'm excited for the Villain show, and The Little Mermaid is my favorite character, favorite Disney movie. So, and I never saw the old Little Mermaid production at Hollywood Studios, so I'm excited to see the new one, and I've heard really good things about that too.
I cannot remember if I saw the old. I think I did.
Yeah.
But I don't have a whole lot of memory of it.
Right.
So I don't know if it just wasn't that memorable or what.
Yeah. Or so much has transpired between then and now.
I've lived a
Walt
lifetime since then.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. All right. Any ADRs on this day?
We do, actually. So the idea is that after we spend some time in Hollywood Studios, we would take the Skyliner to Epcot, and not push ourselves to do too much there, but wherever the magical breeze blows us. And then we actually have dinner at Beaches and Cream Soda Shop at 6:30, which is a place that we've heard, again, a lot of good things about and have never made it. And that's on the boardwalk. So if we're at Epcot, we can walk there for that.
Okay. Are you going to try to get the kitchen sink?
I feel like we have to, right? There's 4 of us. I'm sure we could.
I mean, with 4 of you, I guess you could. Yeah.
Enjoy that.
Yeah.
It's
I've
so
never
iconic.
done it. I've never done it. I've eaten there a couple of times, but I've always just gotten like regular food. I don't think I've ever even had ice cream there. So
yeah,
I don't know.
I could see us really feeling the need to do that.
Yeah. Ice cream for dinner.
Yes. And then we'll be on the Skyliner, so we just ride back to Caribbean Beach. So that'll be a nice Skyliner day.
All right, Friday, July 18th. Are you going to make it over to Animal Kingdom, or are you repeating a park?
Absolutely.
Okay.
No, Animal Kingdom is actually my favorite of the 4 parks.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
I don't think I knew that. You might have told me before, but I've forgotten.
I love it. But my mom, it's probably her least favorite of the 4 parks. So I see this vacation as an opportunity to change her mind. And I'll be able to tell you in the post show if I did or not. So yes, it is my intention on Friday to do Animal Kingdom first thing. Not necessarily rope drop it. I do think I'll try to get for sure an individual lightning lane for Flight of Passage. We'll do Expedition Everest. That's one of my kids' favorite rides. My son loves Dinosaur. And then I've been hearing a lot, and I don't know if you've had other podcast guests from this summer talking about it, but I've heard a lot about Cool Kids Summer.
I have not heard anything about this. You
Okay,
are the first
as
person to bring it up.
yes, as this promotion, this thing happening at Walt Disney World. And if you looked it up, there's a whole bunch of special things
Okay.
they're doing and character meet and greets, just different experiences that they're doing for Cool Kids Summer. But one of the things that I've seen on social media is that they are increasing character presence in the park. And I've seen a lot in Animal Kingdom, like walking into Animal Kingdom and Mickey and Minnie are just roaming about, like just things that don't
Hmm.
happen as much in Walt Disney World anymore. So I'm excited to see what Cool Kids Summer brings across all the parks, but that's something that I was thinking about for Animal Kingdom in particular. Um, my kids still have Wilderness Explorers booklets from several trips that they haven't completed, so we'll have those.
Uh-huh.
I want to do the animation experience at Rafiki's Planet Watch. I want to do a little lunch at Nomad Lounge. So there's several things I'd like to do, but not all like rides that we have to hit like in the other parks.
Right. Okay. You've done the animation experience before. Is it a favorite thing?
We have. I don't know if I'd call it a favorite thing, but I do think it's a good thing and a fun thing that we don't work into every Disney World vacation, but it's been a few years since we've done it
Mm-hmm.
last. So I think
Mm-hmm.
my mom would enjoy it. She's never done it, and
Oh,
the
okay.
kids are older than the last time they did it, so I think they'd get that much more out of it.
Mm-hmm. Are the kids into the petting zoo aspect of going out there?
We are really fortunate to have one of honestly the world's best zoos in Omaha, so I feel like they have a lot of access and exposure to zoos and the petting zoos. But so I don't know how excited they would get about that, but I
Mm-hmm.
do know there are Wilderness Explorer badges out there. So, and
Oh,
I've
there
heard that
are.
there's a
Okay.
new exclusive one for Cool Kids Summer. So I think that
Okay.
will, motivate them there as well.
It's been a long time since Alex has done the Wilderness Explorers
Yeah.
booth, so I've never even paid attention to the fact that there's one out there.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Good to know. This is going to be a day probably when, even if you don't rope drop, you'll probably be done a little on the earlier side, I'm
Yeah.
imagining. So, resort time, what are you planning?
Yeah, I certainly hope that we sprinkle some resort time throughout. And I
Mm-hmm.
have, again, heard several times over that the pool at Caribbean Beach is really, really
Mm-hmm.
nice. So I definitely want to take advantage of that, especially in July. But we do have dinner reservations slightly earlier at 5 that night at San Angel Inn in Epcot because that's one of our favorite restaurants. It's one of my mom's favorite restaurants, and again, if that's like along the Skyliner, which it is, we can
Mm-hmm.
do that and spend more time in Epcot if we want to, or just pop in and do dinner and then take the Skyliner back out. And I do have in my notes maybe do a night swim that night if we
Mm,
haven't felt
yeah.
like we've done enough swimming.
Mm. I love a night swim in the summer. It's
Yes.
nice when it's still warm enough out that you can
Yes.
get away with that. All right, Saturday, July 19th is your checkout day from Caribbean Beach. Do you have any
Correct.
last minute plans for that morning before you head out?
Yes. So at 8 a.m., my mom and daughter are going to Fort Wilderness Resort to go horseback riding.
Ooh, okay.
Uh huh. Which is a unique Disney experience. I'm excited to see how that's a unique Disney experience. You know, they've done other trail rides. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited to see what makes this a little extra magical. But I'm excited to hear that from them. I am not a fan of horses, so I am excited for them to experience that together. I don't know exactly what Dean and I will do. Maybe we'll go to the arcade or go to the pool some more, or just rest because
Mm-hmm.
they're going to have to get up a little early to do that. But
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna send them on their way to do that before we check out.
Okay. Now, the big reveal. Where are you going from here on July 19th?
Yes. We are going to Marriott Harbor Landing, which is in Orlando, and it looks like a really nice hotel with a really fun water park. And we have a couple of things that are motivating us to sadly leave Disney World, but still stay in the Orlando area. And one of those is that we have family in the area, and we're going to spend a day, visiting them in a Longwood, I believe, not far from Orlando. And then Harbor Landing is a mile from SeaWorld, which
Okay.
we're going to. I've been to SeaWorld a few times growing up, but it's been, gosh, 13 years, I think, since I was last at a SeaWorld, and my kids have never been.
Mm-hmm.
So they're excited to experience that.
The SeaWorld that you were at before, was it the one in Florida?
Okay, so when I was really little, I went to the SeaWorld that existed at the time in Cleveland, Ohio.
I did not
And
know there used to be a
uh-huh,
SeaWorld
uh-huh.
there.
And I've been to the one in Texas, I think Houston is, no,
Uh-huh.
San Antonio, San
Okay.
Antonio SeaWorld. And I've been to the one in Orlando, yes, but it's
Okay.
been a bit.
Okay. I've never been to a SeaWorld.
Yeah.
Is the one, I think the one in Orlando has bigger coasters and things too, in
Oh,
addition to the sea life.
yeah.
Is that true
There
of every SeaWorld?
That's a great question. I don't know the answer to that, but I can affirm that their slogan in Orlando is the roller coaster capital of, I think, Orlando. So, still localized, but still a bold claim. So, Dean, especially, is really excited
Okay.
about that. Yeah.
That is a bold claim
Yeah.
considering
All the other
what they
parks.
have
I
right
know.
there in the area.
I
Okay.
know.
All right. So you're checking into Marriott Harbor Landing on
Yes.
the 19th. How many nights are you there?
Um, 2 nights, 19th, 20th, no, 3 nights. Yep,
Okay.
3 nights. So enough time for us to enjoy the amenities there, to see family, to go to SeaWorld for a day. And then we fly home on July 22nd.
Which day is it that you're going to SeaWorld?
That we are leaving up to weather and whimsy. But really, I asked my mom that prior to coming on here, and she said, she was like, well, she's like, we don't have specific day tickets, and so we'll just kind of see what makes the most sense, what works for
Uh-huh.
the Florida family we're visiting. So
Okay.
yeah, I will let you know.
What are you excited about in terms of the SeaWorld visit, and what are the kids looking forward to? Have they been doing any research on YouTube or things like that?
No, they haven't. But I am excited for them to see sea life that they've never seen before. And I do think and appreciate that SeaWorld has continued to evolve its mission just to more, sanctuary and rehabilitation. And so I'm
Mm-hmm.
excited to just learn more about how that has evolved. And I do think they're a wonderful place for education. So I'm excited for the kids to see beluga whales and orca whales
Mm-hmm.
and walruses. I mean, all of these species that they've never seen before. And I know they have
Mm-hmm.
fantastic shows. And I am excited to ride some rides. Again, Dean is really excited. For him, the bigger the better when it comes to roller coasters. In fact, he
Mm-hmm.
just had his 8-year well check and was just really hoping to be whatever 54 inches so he could go on the whatever. So yes, I guess he has done some research about SeaWorld, but all pertaining to roller coasters.
Okay.
So he was disappointed that he fell a couple inches short of where he wanted to be for some of them, but
Aw.
there's still plenty to choose from.
Yes. And it doesn't mean that you won't be going back.
Right.
Have you ever been to, I think it's called Dolphin Cove in your lifetime? Is that what it's
Where
called?
where is that one?
It's in Orlando. It's another
Okay.
sea life one
Yes.
that
Yes.
I think it's sort of like a water park slash
Okay.
sea life. I almost think of it as in my head like a Typhoon Lagoon slash SeaWorld.
Which is so cool. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I've never been to Dolphin Cove.
Let me see.
But
Let me see if
fun
that's what it's
fact,
actually called.
fun fact about me and my family, my sister spent a decade as a marine mammal trainer and worked in Key Largo, Florida and the Texas State Aquarium working with dolphins.
Uh-huh.
And so I've never been to Dolphin Cove, but I have had a
No,
lot
it's
of,
called Discovery Cove.
oh, yes,
Listeners are
yes.
probably screaming at their phones.
Oh, it's okay. I think where my sister worked in Key Largo was something like Dolphin Cove. So that's why when I heard that, I was like, gosh, that does sound familiar. But
Yeah.
I have had some really spectacularly amazing experiences with dolphins,
Mm-hmm.
which is really, I feel very fortunate for that.
Does SeaWorld have experiences where you can swim with dolphins and those sorts of
Oh,
things?
I don't know the answer to that. From what I remember, and again, this is 12, 13 years ago. They have a very beautiful kind of up close, like
Mm-hmm.
dolphin habitat and experience, but I don't remember if they offer, hands on experiences. I don't remember.
Okay. Well, it's going to be very interesting for me to hear all about this. I have
Yes.
not really considered going to SeaWorld. So,
Yeah.
and I've certainly never had anybody say, hey, I'm incorporating that into my trip. So I was
Yes.
very excited to hear
Yes.
that coming from you because it's always a pleasure to talk to you, but to hear something
Well,
like a
thank
new
you.
experience is exciting.
Yes, I honestly think because of my sister's experience as a marine mammal trainer for a decade, like maybe that's just it is something that, I think my mom is passionate about and excited about and that we just
Hmm.
gravitate toward. So,
Yeah. All right. Well, this is going to be so much fun to chat when you get back. I hope that everything goes well with your trip. I hope that Pat and your dad come back from their hike and
yes.
have lots of good stories to tell there too.
Yes.
I'm in
Yes.
my head, they're like hiking through the mountains like the Von Trapp family.
Oh, that is a beautiful visual. I should suggest that they bring the soundtrack. Can you imagine? So, yeah.
Climb every mountain,
yeah, yeah.
ford every
Just
stream.
sing along as they hike. Yes, I am excited to come back and share about our experience and give you an update on them as well.
All right. Well, I will talk to you very soon, Elizabeth.
Okay,
Thank
thank you
you.
so much.
Isn't she great? She's so easy to talk to. She's so calm. She's so easygoing. And it's not hard to understand why her episodes are always some of the best. And now, if you are interested in hearing how her trip went, you don't have to wait any longer. Head straight into the next episode and let's end your wait. And wherever you are right now, keep daydreaming about where you long to be.